Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Lynette, Vic, and Brian. How's it going, everyone?
And Loki.
Hello.
And Loki. Loki joins the party. See how much Loki has to say on this one. Today, we join the crew of the Star Leaf in a centuries-long war between the Paranoids and the Solnoids as we watched Gall Force, Eternal Story. Gall Force is a meta-series of science fiction anime OVAs created by Studio Artmic, AIC, and Umix. The original character designs were by Kenichi Sanada of Bubblegum Crisis and Gunsmith Cats fame. He's done a bunch of other stuff, but those are sort of his main accolades. The series starts with Gall Force Eternal Story in 1986. That is the anime we watched. We haven't watched any of the other ones, so we're just covering the first one. It was released in the U.S. by Central Park Media, or the U.S. Manga Corps, they were called, also. At some point in the 90s, but I struggled to find exactly when. So the original timeline for the Gall Force series consists of 4 story arcs. There's the first story arc, the Rhea arc, the Earth arc, the New Era arc, yada, yada, yada. We don't care. We just covered the very first of the very first. This is where it all started. The first arc it starts in a centuries-long war between Paranoids and Solnoids. The exodus of early humanity to planet Terra, and the death of the crew. The timeline ends with the events that sort of jump off into this. So each one of these is a couple episodes long, and each one of these jumps the narrative forward in the timeline. And so it's kind of, I don't want to say it's multiversal. This isn't the MCU, but it's story in this
Multi-generation.
is a multi-generational continuation. But yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
So what a good way to think of this is, what was that? There's a movie back in 2010s with called Atlas something with Tom Hanks and
yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Brian. Yeah. Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't feel bad if I got confused, because I got
Good.
confused with Cloud Atlas as I got confused on this one. So
Well, then you're good.
if you guys are equating it to Cloud Atlas, then
So basically each OVA or each movie
Yeah.
is kind of like a Cloud Atlas. Instead of going in the back, we're going forward with the same type of characters.
Yeah, with the same characters, they're reincarnated versions of themselves, which plays into a whole other level of mythologies. But yeah, so there were 2 English dubs for this one, which is kind of an interesting story in and of itself. One was done by Central Park Media for their US release, and then there's another one done, apparently according to the Wikipedia, by a company called Intervision, and nobody seems to know why. Nobody seems to know where. Nobody seems to know. Just exists, and it does exist in the copy that we all watched on the media server. Not that I imagine any of us actually watched it in that dub, but I turned it on and it's different. You watched it dub? No, I watched it dub too, Brian. I don't know if you watched it in.
No. I was agreeing with your first statement. Your first statement was saying nobody knew or nah.
Nobody. No, absolutely. To this, I mean, I could dig around the internet, but honestly, it was. As far as I dug, I didn't come up with an answer.
if you watch it, do you get a phone call?
Sorry.
Is it like The Ring?
Yes, 7 days. It's so the best way.
Hey, Rick, we're going to come back to that whole 7 days, but thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm so glad you did. All right.
So let's dive into this story a bit. So to bury the lead, it's an ancient astronauts, ancient aliens story. It's an alien race of what I'd like to call X-Men's brood, and humanoid females, and it all ends up being ancient Earth. basically the buried lead. It's an ancient Earth story, which is it's high concept, execution. We'll get into. Starts off in a pretty epic space war. Pretty cool, man. There's lots of awesome ship designs and beautiful destruction. There's really incredibly well animated like ships exploding and shit like that. Like, awesome shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it I don't just kind of want to go through the same usual narrative that we do where we kind of just break it down scene by scene. Like, I feel like there's more to be said about this in a different way.
I agree with that statement. It's to the point where I think that we need to talk about the potential existential crisis that this thing brought us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm into it. Let's go that route. So the term for this is apparently called, and I wrote it down, a shaggy god story, which I thought was kind of funny. It was coined by an author named Brian Aldiss in 1965. The concept is that you use science fiction ideas to explain creationist and religious mythologies. So in this story, it's the way it's executed is these two alien races decide they want to be at peace, and their greatest plan for achieving this is to secretly and without consent impregnate these women with some kind of genetically mutated spawn.
So rape.
Well,
Rape.
yeah, right, rape. So it's rape, right? I wrote a note about that. It's very interesting. So
not just rape. It's rape and choking and drowning.
yeah, it's like all of the terrors, like all at once.
All right. So maybe we should do this from a different standpoint. All right. I agree we should do it from a different standpoint. Maybe we should do this like we were writing this movie's we were ghostwriting this movie's Bible.
Oh man.
So let's learn that. It begins in can't call it Genesis, because Genesis doesn't really feel right for this. It feels more like in Revelation. It actually goes in backwards.
Yeah, that's one way to say it. Yeah, it's neat because you do start this. It's a mistake, but you start this off in the middle of an epic battle, and you start this off in the air. You're immediately thrust into the ship with this crew of characters. You don't know these characters. You don't know anything about these characters. You don't know their team. You don't know any of this shit. You're on a ship all of a sudden with all these characters, and yet another character is crashing into their ship because their ship's gone and they ain't got no choice, and they're crashing into. So then you think you're going to be like, from a narrative perspective, you think you're going to be following this character as, the eyes of through their eyes to like learn who these other characters are. And no, they're not going to do that. You don't get that.
Yeah, they do an interesting thing. If you see your nipples, you're dead.
That's fair. This character.
And that's not the message I want
definitely,
to
definitely not.
If this is the ultimate free the nipples campaign or anti free the nipples. Listen, if you show your nipples, not only will you be raped by alien pods, you're gonna die.
It starts off, don't bury the lead too much at the beginning. They're like, hey, we have this beautiful new planet. We're all going to go live there. It's going to be great. We're really excited about this. We just got to fight these guys so we can get there. And you're like, all right, cool. So in the middle of this battle, the ship that we're on, the Starleaf, they like, all right, we're going to jump to light speed. Fuck it, we're out. And they don't really can't really say that they dig too much into why. They're just like, everybody else is getting blown up. Let's do it. So they do. And at no point during these early scenes do you get anything from this crew other than they're all women. They all have different hair colors. And they're all not necessarily relatively good at their jobs. Pretty much.
Yes. To me, I felt like this was what was that? That movie is like Reno 911, Police Academy. Remember
There you go.
Police Academy? where it was like they just took all the police academy people and put them in this ship,
Yeah.
and basically, and that's why they were able to leave first, because they
Right.
put them in the back. They were like, we must protect the stupid people, so let's put them back here. All right,
Lynette.
children, just stay back here. We'll protect you up here. And then the children went, what does this button do? And then they left, and we're like, oh, so that's what that
Lynette,
button does.
That is freaking awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh man.
That's,
So
all right,
that's how I
hold
saw
on,
the
hold
first
on.
part of this whole show. I was
Look-
like,
So this is typically what happens. We'll record an episode, and we record so far in advance that I'll completely forget about this statement that Lynette just said, and then I'll rewatch the statement, and then I'll die laughing in my car, and the first thing I'll do is I'll call Lynette, and I'll say that was fucking fire. I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way.
just gonna tell her now.
Yeah. That was fucking fire. I'm still probably going to call.
Probably.
So, holy shit, that was fire.
Yeah, we're these characters, really, honestly. They immediately dip from this battle, and you get a big travel montage, which is a huge waste of potential, because instead of a travel montage, you could have spent time introducing us to these characters and making us like them a little more.
But we ain't got time.
Well, and that's
Nope.
the biggest mistake this anime makes, honestly. For me, narratively, the concept is cool. Like, I like the idea, the concept, conceptually, about the ancient aliens and about the creationist revisionism and all that shit. Like, I find all that kind of storytelling interesting, but it only works if you care about any of these characters, and they didn't give us any time to care about any one of these characters. So you get a big travel montage with shower scenes and synth music and casual nudity, which is the best kind of nudity. I mean, let's, just saying. And
Hold on. I don't. He speaks for himself on that. I'm all for. I can't even say that no more because we've had
Yeah.
series
I'll
where
pull the tapes.
What? Can't even say that no more. But can we talk about the nudity in this one?
Sure.
It felt so
Forced.
no,
Wasted.
no. It felt like I was a pedophile.
Because of the character design or because of the competence level of the crew?
Why or? I mean,
What a no los dos.
that was Spanish shit. I don't know what the fuck is. Seriously, it felt like all the drawings and renderings of them. Apparently, the Solnoids did not have the term voluptuous in their
Sure.
I don't know, genes, if you will.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it brings up a whole other question that, it's a question they could have answered instead of having a fucking travel montage. They could have spent some time explaining how they reproduce, because apparently the concept of child rearing is absolutely completely foreign to them.
And
So,
I'll even
they
go
don't
so far
bother.
to say that it's the montage even raises more questions that they don't spend time answering. Right?
I thought it was the end. I thought it was an ending.
No,
no,
this
no.
is short.
Like I almost stopped it and went, this has to be a trick. This was only like 15 minutes.
Hey, Lynette, when you speak like that, who are you speaking to? Who are you asking if there's a trick to?
Well, sometimes I asked the cat. She had more answers than the show did, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, I paused it and I was like, "Is this over?" And then I had to look at the timeline and be like, "Oh no, it's not."
No, I got
Okay.
way more
back.
time.
Because it
yeah.
did play a scene like it was an end credit. Like
It did, yeah.
You're reminding me like an end credit.
It did. And it's too bad. Again, it's a wasted. It was wasted. Could have used that time in so many other ways, but they didn't.
We've talked about this before, that this is an epidemic that happens.
Yeah.
Do we want to take some time to? Do you find that this is something that not just happens in Japanese anime, but across the spectrum within, in terms of just media in general, where they don't give the time to introduce? Like, I see more details given it in songs, and songs have 3 minutes, and they give you way more introduction in terms of how the protagonists or the characters are supposed to be interacting. MTV does a great job when it comes to making music videos. It doesn't ever feel as disconnected as it does in anime. Have y'all felt that?
Yeah, I mean, yes. With some anime, I have. With this anime, it wasn't so much of that, so much as just like it felt like they didn't think. No, let me defend this a little bit.
Way more to the story that wasn't there.
It's like they expected you to care about these people because they were fucking people, not because of anything other than just caring about your fellow man kind of thing. Like, you care about these people because they're humans and they go through some pretty terrible shit. Various degrees of terrible shit. Luffy dies horribly, in my opinion. That as does the captain, whose fucking name I can't. Aluza. She dies fucking horribly. Like, a lot of these characters have horrible, horrible, terrifying deaths.
You said Luffy is the one that was the pilot.
Luffy is the chick with the star on her cheek, the pilot. Yeah, that's a shitty way to go. I'm just saying. And I think they just expected you to care because you should care, because it's a fucking terrible way to die. And but it didn't. The payoff doesn't come in different ways.
But it's not like we're not introduced to death in anime. Right? Yeah. But it's not until the captain dies that you even backtrack and says, oh my God, the captain died. So does that mean Luffy's dead? Because I actually had hope
that Luffy will come back.
You know?
Right.
Until that moment, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's dead. That's the consequences start to hit you.
They do this. They do this throughout the whole anime. The characters all die off in various terrible ways, and it's very sci-fi in the sense of like every kind of sci-fi horror you can imagine. Like that's how these characters end up going. And Luffy dying, being alone in the void of space with no life support system, and just like that's horrible. But it would have been far more impactful if they'd given us more time to care about that character. She was kind of a bitch.
Yeah. It's not like they it's not like they made our connection with her even better. You know, she wasn't the most shining example.
Yeah. She was kind of a bitch, and you're just like walking around like you own the place. And they didn't give her enough of a character arc to care. Like, at no point during the very short amount of time that she exists are you given anything about her to be like, oh man, that really sucks about this character, other than the fact that this person died bad. Like, that sucks.
Words I never thought I would ever say. Just because you show me breasts does that mean I'm going to care about you. Yeah. Just because you show me a nipple.
Give you more for several of the other characters. Like, you get a little more, like, Pony, she's afraid of the spacewalk. She's, like, terrified. She starts to float away. She's panic mode. Like, they give you a little bit more of that. They give you a little bit more with that character. Like, she has this relationship with the AI on the computer, who I'm calling Hal, but he's got another name that I wrote down. And
OX11.
There you go. And yeah, I wrote it down. Yeah, and they give you, so Pony gets a little more character growth. Luffy does not. Luffy's like, hi. You're like, well, fuck. some of the other characters, like the second in command, Robbie, I'm going with Robbie. She, like, you can tell she cares about her crew, like, especially even just losing Luffy. Like, she's, like, upset about it, even though she didn't fucking know her, whatever.
Robbie's feet there that takes the necklace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And, so there are other characters that get a little more growth, but it's not like any one of them in particular is particularly gripping. They all kind of fall flat. And I, Brian called me about this before we talked about it, and I told him what I said was, and I feel it's kind of true, but they still missed the point. And it's kind of like Aliens, where
Right.
where you are thrust into the crew of the Space Marines, and you've got a dozen Space Marines, and you don't know who you're supposed to care about. You don't know if you care about any of them. Who are these guys? Who's this chick with the bandana and the big ass cannon gun? Who are the, and you just don't, you're just supposed to, like, grow with these characters and learn to care about these characters through the course of the story, but they all start fucking dropping like flies faster than you can blink, and you don't know who the fuck you care about. And
Game over, man.
yeah,
Game over.
by the end, you cared about some of them, but you didn't really know any. Like Vasquez, how much did you know about that character? But she was handled better. So you still cared when she went out.
Little mindless musing about it did have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
But did you know that the lady who played Vasquez also played John Connor's adopted mother in Terminator 2?
That is right. She sure did. Yeah. Yeah. So that's fantastic. It's, you know what? As soon as you said it, I connected the faces. I'm like, oh yeah, that was fucking her. That's cool. Well done.
Huh.
Well done, sir.
Even then was more story arc than we got from.
Yeah. But
Steve
yeah,
Lo-
and that's, so that it, to me, when I watched this anime, that was the approach I took. I was like, okay, this is what they're trying to do.
But how long did it take for you to get to that point?
They never gave me enough about any of them, really. The handful of characters that were worthy of, I don't know, I don't want to say caring about it. Obviously, you care about people when they're going through hell, but it's connecting with them. Like I wasn't connecting with any of them, and it's too bad. It really is too bad, because again, I liked concept here. I liked this idea. Just none of these characters landed for me. It was really kind of difficult.
Now, I have another question.
Yeah.
And you just hit me. You said it's Gall Force.
Gall Force? I don't know. I'm going with Gall Force. Gall Force? I don't know.
Call.
I don't know. There's two L's. So Gall? Because Gal would be one L, right?
Gall.
Gall Force. I'm going with Gall Force.
Oh, okay. I just
Two
want to make
Ls.
sure we all. I really just want to make sure we are all in agreement on
boy.
golf.
I would hate to mispronounce the name of this anime with all these characters I cared so much about.
So let's just open up to the audience. We'll have them call in.
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
anybody want to call in and give us the correct name, we'll do that.
Let's take a call. Callers? Nobody?
Nobody?
Nothing? Nothing?
Even,
give out the
even
number?
Loki left.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't have any callers. What do you know? Let's move on. So, let us know in the viewer comments.
That would have been awesome.
Let us know in the viewer comments how it is you pronounce it. And I'm going with Gall Force, and that's what we'll do. Do you want to talk about some of this other stuff? Because narratively, again, these characters, they're kind of rough. I liked the design of the paranoids, like the aliens. I thought it was very kind of an interesting concept that they're, at first you think, okay, they're like these weird reptile brood X-Men looking motherfuckers. But then you find out they're just goo, which is kind of wild. They're just goo, and they're attached to these endoskeletons, and then they just like goop down into what I affectionately refer to as Invid. And if you ever watch Genesis Climber Mosquito, you will know, or Robotech: The Invid Invasion, you will know that these alien designs are 100% Invid. These bug-like things.
It reminded me. It made me go, What happens when Nickelodeon slime goes bad? That's what
I don't know. Well, no,
And I totally dated myself because nobody's really gonna know
that's it.
except for us midlife musers.
All good.
Lynette took her music still today, and she's on fucking fire. She's
Oh,
hey, you know
man.
what do you know? That's two. So when you get 2 calls from me, process on yourself. Can we just talk about the names they use for
Fucking terrible.
fucking chair?
Fucking terrible.
Solenoid.
Solenoid, yeah. Yeah.
It's a coil of water, a wire.
I know. And paranoid. Like, really? This is the best you guys had.
I think it went with like humanoid and said, listen, we gotta take all this shit off.
Right.
And we gotta run with noid. What are we gonna so it's like if you're paranoid and you touch the solenoid, you can make a humanoid. And I'm pretty sure that's not how this works.
It's definitely not how this works. Yeah. There's a lot of design in this that is evocative of other anime. Especially in this anime, there's a lot of shit that's like other anime you may have seen. You can tell that they were definitely inspired by other anime at the time. Like I said, the Paranoids are, their ships or their power armors, whatever, is very much Invid inspired from Mosquito. But then like Solnoids, their robots go into like these like power suit things to go out and
Like
fight.
a cyclone.
They look like fucking, to me they look like a hover tank from Southern Cross and a Destroid, like were mashed up into a thing. And then the spaceships look like they were ripped off of another thing I don't remember. But everything is the ejection suit that Luffy dies in, that was a red Maddox 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
That was what that was. Like every one of these felt like it was inspired by or homage to some other sci-fi anime of the era.
Or movies altogether, like the entire arc where they were trying to capture the alien that's in the ship. It's like that was straight out of Alien.
100%. That was
Mhm.
absolutely Alien. I noticed it. I appreciated it. But that's a good anime is not made by the homages. It's made by good characters, and these were not great characters.
And what you do with the homages.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how Project Echo is just a satire of so much shit, but we've talked about how well that's done.
True.
And I really think that's something that I was actually going to bring up, is that the one who winds up living has so much of a Biko.
Seiko, yeah.
Has so much of a Seiko quality.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, man.
Well, this is the same team. And Mindless Musing is Seiko, Misayumi, and Biko are all faces that show up in the personnel files when Robbie's like digging through the files trying to figure out what's going on with the caddy. So Biko, but blonde, Misayumi, the teacher, and Seiko are all faces that show up in profiles as she's cycling through the screens. So it's the same crew. So they really shot themselves in the foot.
So basically they're like, listen, we're just gonna this is how we're gonna make our money. We're just gonna just tell stories. Like, we got it better. We can do it better. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
do we want to go ahead and give you our final music now? No.
No. We got a little more to go through. It gets deeper. So the hallway scenes, like Vic's right. All right. So Luffy gets lost in the fight. They got to they leave her behind because they got to do another jump to light space, to light speed, and it sucks. Luffy dies alone in deep space with a robot to keep her company, and it's like, well, that just sucks. Next, the next thing that happens is a goop alien, Paranoid, infiltrates the ship. And then you get your alien scenes. You get this monster creeping in the hallways thing going on. And Elusa, the captain, she is the first to meet this alien head on. And my notes were more being tongue in cheek, but it's like, is this rape? It seems like rape. Like being encased in a jelly energy goop is probably rape. like there's no actual like sex happening, but there's definitely impregnation without consent. So I was kind of going with it's rape. So Aluza gets raped by Jello. Basically.
Do we want to call it Jello, or do we want to think it's like more viscous, like KY?
You
Well,
said that with a straight face.
She like it's the fucking weirdest. It's just this ball of half melted Jello. This is Jello that Bill Cosby left out while he was raping a girl. That's what this was, and he left it out, and it got inspired, and it just became.
What's the matter here? You with the pudding block? Oh. Why are we doing this? Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. I promise you, that's why I was saying maybe we should get away from Jello, use something more viscous like KY.
Nah, fuck it. He earned it. Nah.
Yeah. So
they do kind of a I want to give them a little bit of credit here. They don't show it happening, but it's alluded to that that other females on the crew are being attacked by the Jello beasts. And Patty like she's gonna get attacked, and then they cut away. And that pays off later. And I gave him credit for that because I was like, oh, I get that's what happened. And then Rabi's about to get it. The paranoid, it goes to attack Rabi, but then Rabi gets smart. She blows the hull and sucks that son bitch out into space. I'm like, cool. That in and of itself was a cool action sequence. The whole idea was, I was like, cool, this is cool. Like, I got no notes. I appreciated that. But then immediately after that, Iluza dies. They have a big space funeral. Caddy's being hella sus. And so it's you're left trying to help Rabi figure shit out. She's trying to figure shit out. And she's going through the personnel files, and she finds, she's like, she pulls a gun on Caddy. She's like, what the fuck is going on? And you're just like, okay, cool. And then at some point, they end up talking to HAL 9000, OX11. And OX11, they're just like, what the fuck's going on? And OX is like, yeah, I can't do that, Dave. By the way, the ship's fucked.
No, I ain't fucking the ship.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. By the way, I'm fucking the ship. Run. What's
right.
like, you're like, damn, dude.
Right.
Truck.
So not only do we have, we have Jello pudding. Now we have Skynet and Dave and Hal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I mean, and it's this. It's something that they didn't, again, because character moments are a little lost in this. Caddy the droid is insisting that her purpose is well intended, and Pony's like supporting this. She's like, OX11's cool, man. OX11 wouldn't do this to us. If OX11 wants to do this important, and I want to figure out why. So I'm gonna stay and die to make sure I get the data, and then y'all go. Now, I have a lot of questions about the purpose of that, like how but I can't. I can't. Like,
but you know the thing about it, that's one of those. That's where you get that Boko death, where two characters are supposed to characters. Like, wasn't it Vasquez is the commander?
Yeah,
we're complete polar opposites. They unite in the middle and say, we're gonna make our final stand.
Yeah. Except way more with this one. Addie sacrifices herself, and Rabi's reaction to it's merited, because at this point Rabi doesn't know Caddy's a droid, because OX11 tells Pony after. So to Caddy, to Rabi, the ginger, she's freaking out because one of her crew members is electrocuting themselves to death to save them. So she reacts appropriately, and it's then we get the most wasted piece of film in this whole thing. They have a dream sequence.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I swear to God, it felt like it was Jim and holograms all over again.
Show's over, Synergy. It was absolutely was absolutely a wasted opportunity to do so much more. And when it started, I'm like, we're getting another fucking travel montage. And then I'm like, oh no, we're getting hallucinating acid trip dream sequences now is what we're doing. And it just, man, it was such a fucking waste. Because it doesn't
could have
pay
done
off.
character history. They could have built the characters. They could have done
they don't give a shit.
Memory of all the ones who died.
I would have
They could
taken
done
a
all of those.
flashback that shows those characters caring about each other and them acid tripping about a guy. It was just
Same fucking
weird.
guy.
Yeah. So what they didn't even know it's a being. And he was, how's it they worded it? Tempting me? Is that what the way they said? It was fucking funny. It was a wasted opportunity. It's just too bad. So we're down now at this point. We started our anime with like 7 crew members, and we're down to 3 at this point. Everybody's fucking dying.
And the 2 dog robots.
7.
The 2 dog
pet
robots.
robots.
Yeah, we had 7.
Yeah.
We had 7 crew members. We had Aluza the captain, Rabby the second in command, Luffy the star chief, Caddy, Pony, and Patty. So Caddy's the droid, Pony's the one afraid of space, and then Patty, and then last but not least is fucking Rumi. So it's 7, but we're down to 3. We've got Patty, Rabby, and Rumi, and they finally get here, and you're like, cool, they finally made it to Chaos, Planet Chaos. Another great name.
Great name.
You are going to name Paradise, you want to call it Chaos. They arrive, and this is supposed to be a triumphant moment, and then you look at your watch, and you're like, fuck, I got another half hour?
Yes.
There's 30 more minutes to this anime. They arrive, and immediately it's a jungled planet. The terraforming clearly worked, so good for them. It doesn't take long. They do a lot of the science fiction-y shit. They set up a perimeter. They turn on these energy stations, and all that does come back, and to pay off in its own little way.
Did we? I know we spent some time on the name Chaos as this is the
name. It's great,
no, but this is supposed to be the place where this world is ours.
Yeah,
Chaos.
this is our terraformed planet. It's for us, and we called it Chaos.
Now, are we to infer that they terraformed the planet and then now they're moving to the planet?
Yeah, well, they said that in the beginning. When they're doing their little speech during the space battle stuff, they say that this planet we've terraformed, Chaos, it's for us, and we will move there, and it will be glorious, and we will all be happy. Paraphrasing. So,
you did a great job. Great job.
Thank you. I was really in character. They terraformed the planet to prepare for the next stage. So the whole thing's like an arc mission. It's supposed to be the next stage of their life, as a people or whatever. So they land here and do some science fiction-y shit. They set up their perimeters. They set up their battery stations. They set up their defenses because they know they got to be prepared for the arrival and all this shit. And while they're out gallivanting around, I wrote the time code down because it was an abnormally long panty shot. Patty suddenly gets cramps, and that's when you kind of like, oh, I see what they did. And I gave them credit for it because they only just gave you a glimpse of it during the alien scenes, but now you find out that she was also, impregnated as well, and you find out that it is an impregnation through the system on the planet. Everything ramps up from this point. The last half hour, you get a lot of information in very little time. Patty has been impregnated, so they extract it out of her using science, and it's the fastest growing baby in fucking ever.
I have another movie, but I can't remember the movie, and I spent like the last weekend trying to find it, and I couldn't find it for the life of me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what? What we'll do is we'll open this up to calls and see if any of them have the answer. Callers?
I was actually going to go with
callers?
Yeah.
No callers.
But,
no callers.
I'm sorry. It's Star Trek 3, Search for Spock.
Is that what it was? All right, because Spock.
Spock died.
Yeah.
So because he was affected by Genesis, he was born and then grew.
Fuck up hella fast.
Yeah.
Now is Patty 2.0 male?
Yes, and it's fucking hilarious.
That kind of blew my mind.
I loved that bit. It was so funny. This dude grows up fast, and he's being chased down by Rumi. Rumi gets helped out of the water. You're a lot like Patty, but down there, you're different. God damn it. So funny. I was like, yeah, I bet you never seen one of those before. And then that was at that point that I wrote the note, how do solnoids reproduce? Because now I just had more questions. They don't talk about it. They didn't have time for it.
They have a huge ass bee. Solenoids are actually the pollen. And what has to happen is the bee comes. Flaps.
One, right?
So you're just like, well, when a girl solenoid and a girl solenoid fall in love, they like, wait a minute, no.
Right. Then...
Yeah. Anyway, this male character who never gets a name grows exceedingly quick until he reaches, I'm gonna guess, breeding age, and then stops, and then starts going at a regular pace. And Rabi, I give her credit because Rabi has the absolute right reaction. She's like, kill it with fire. And everybody else is like, no, we can't do that. And Patty like, no.
Because it kept growing.
No, I can't. We need to kill this with fire. So Patty convinces her not to kill herself, and I like how the way they explain it. I do enjoy that. It's like you. It looks just like you, but so that's kind of plays into the whole keeping your young alive thing. It's fascinating. It goes to shit. So you find out basically the idea is that the two scientists from both species, they're concocted a master plan to create what I could just only affectionately refer to as a genetic peace treaty, and forcibly
or the peace element. Is that the fifth element? The peace element.
Let's go with that. And forcibly impregnated, unbeknownst to the people, because apparently they've been trying a lot and it just hasn't taken. So rather than talk to these people or do some more testing, they're just going to keep dropping them inside women and seeing which ones make it.
It's, that's the field.
Right. But
that's production.
They didn't tell the military because the military warring races wouldn't like that. And they would seek to do exactly what they did, which is they sought to possess this new life form and take ownership of it rather than see it as the peace treaty that it was intended. So the scientists fucked up on multiple fronts. In the interest of protecting their new child, this thing I can say is Rabi and Patty decide they're going to go out in a blaze of glory and
those on scorched earth
and just fucking scorched fucking earth. But they don't.
Or moon.
They don't. Or moon. They don't take any fucking time to explain that to Rumi, stuck on this escape pod with a guy she just met. Literally, the guy. She just met the guy. Right. It's like, you're going to be all right.
He's cuddling up to her like, hey, what's your name?
So yeah, so then they it's a big old battle, and they sacrifice themselves to save the two. And you find out during the destruction of the terraforming gear and the base and whatnot that the chaos is actually the moon, where they were sending Rumi and the boy to was Terra or Earth. So it's
why did they build the time and effort to terraform the moon when you had the Earth right there?
Great fucking question. Why do we need to terraform the moon if the planet's already fine? It's a question they didn't bother to answer. You know what would have been cooler? If it would have been Mars. It would have been a cool way to play it because they had like 2 terraformed planets and they started with, they thought they'd try Mars first. No, it's the moon, which was kind of a weird choice, but whatever. So yeah, that's kind of it. Basically, Rumi is Eve, which explains why all women are cursed. And it's just, you get a jump forward in time, and you get to see reincarnated versions of all the characters who died along the way, living life out on Modern Earth.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Do it.
I've been doing pretty good.
You did great.
The math doesn't math on that one. Because
that's where the math stopped mathing? Go ahead.
No. I'm being generous on that one. That statement. I'm being generous. Because of the fact that, all right.
No one else's genetics are on that planet?
There you go. Nobody else's genetics are on that planet.
That is correct. There's just Boy and Rumi. Again, they're doing a science fiction spin on the classic Adam and Eve tale, which, I mean, if you'll just look at the biblical mythology of it all, the Adam and Eve story doesn't really hold up to scientific scrutiny either, you know? A genetic pool of two, an entire species does not make.
Mitosis.
It went through cellular division at a rapid rate.
He's actually Superman, and he has the genes of all of the entire race.
You know what, Lynette? I'll tell you what. I would have accepted that as an answer
if they fucking said it.
If they said it.
But they didn't say it.
Didn't say it. Could have. It could have. They had plenty of time, but they didn't.
But
they don't get
talk,
that win.
So you don't. He doesn't talk, so you don't know if he actually is Superman.
It's a shame.
He was very bad.
There's a lot of, and it's kind of a constant for us with a lot of this older anime. There's so much potential there for this to have been really epic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think this is a bad anime. It was a middling anime for me. It was just kind of like, okay, well, this is a really cool concept, and I really liked a lot of the animation, and I liked the designs, and I liked, the theory. But it's just, oh my God, guys, if you would have just
ball here and there, and it's like it just didn't become a cohesive story.
Give me just a little bit more, and you would have had this. You could have fucking nailed this. The Jello needed to solidify a little more, and you'd have been fine.
Yeah.
My mom's been watching some cooking shows, some baking shows. It reminds me of the TV series like Nailed It, where you see this extravagant cake. That's their idea. Their idea was really beautiful.
Yeah.
It wasn't executed properly.
It's a shame. I liked this anime. I did. It is far from a perfect anime. And I probably won't. It's not the kind of anime I'm going to rewatch because the rewatchability factor for it isn't really high. But I'm glad I experienced it. But it disappointed me because the potential for it to be so much more was there. Like, they had a good idea.
And they had the time.
They did have the time.
Yes.
The formula was there. It's just, they put the decimal point in the wrong spot.
Yeah. For me anyway. It was something else.
Vic, did you just take your midlife musing smoothie?
Are you gonna call Vic too when this episode drops? Vic, do a call now.
I'm not afraid. I'll call you.
Oh man. Yeah.
The method, you just put the decimal on the wrong spot.
They did, and they were so. What amazes me the most is this was clearly successful because they made a fuck ton of Gall Force. And they made a lot of Gall Force. It got a fucking chibi spin-off thing. They had video games. This clearly went the distance for people. I don't know if that's just because it was the 80s and we didn't have a lot of options, or because it was the 80s and all of the shit they were memeing was relevant when they watched it, so they like transposed a lot of the stuff from those other movies and series into this to give it a little more credit than it maybe deserved. Because looking at it like this, coming at it from a nostalgic point, it's easy to see what they were referencing in so much of this. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but there was a shit ton more of it, and we may or may not, get to it on this show at some point. But Eternal story in and of itself was, for lack of a better word, a meh. It's a meh. Me.
Is that your final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess I could say that's sort of like my final thoughts on the matter. It's.
Did you actually go first?
I did. Yeah, it's high concept, high quality animation, a lot of interesting, ideas to be had here, but overall, it just kind of a middling result. It's to me, if you want to watch a pretty good example of 80s science fiction anime, this doesn't hurt. You could watch this. But I don't think you need to go out of your way to find it, though, guys. Listeners, if it was on Toonami, I'd say give it a whirl. But yeah, that's me. I'll say that. That was my final thought. Brian, why don't you go?
The Gall of Gall Force.
That's why you wanted the pronunciation. I'll give you that.
Oh, you see what I'm doing? Like right.
Well, you get your cred. We'll get your mindless musing call now.
All right. All right. That's the first thing. When we're talking about topics like creation, right? There are bars. We're not even talking about, like, say, Christianity or however many other religious versions of hell, even the Big Bang Theory. We're talking about there are levels to, or you have a bar that you have to meet to do that. A couple of points about this is there are 7 characters, right? It feels like they're reaching for 7 days. So you are leaning on so many different principles, but you really don't take time to, say it's not creation. It's not supposed to be, oops, this is what we did. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be an accident. We've seen so many intellectual properties who talk about creation. Like, there's a great one that was it Mission to Mars? Is that the one with Gary Sinise, Don Cheadle?
Mission to Mars. It was very much, yeah.
So when we're talking about just the topic of it, there has to be some gravitas to what you're doing. You don't name the world fucking chaos, or you name it something that you show. In our language, chaos means hope.
Right. Yeah. No, they could absolutely have explained it away very simply. We are, as anime fans, we are very forgiving of stupid shit. Like, you just got to give us a reason. It doesn't have to be a good one. Just give us a reason.
Just make sense.
Just for you to find, like, can you imagine if you go, you have the solenoids and the paranoids, just to have the polaroids come, and the polaroids are now even bigger than all the other roids.
Absolutely.
The hemorrhoids, they came in afterwards, and they really fucked shit up.
Mm-hmm. But that's because they were running from the steroids.
Right? Yeah. Stop fucking put some damn effort into your name.
Yeah. And we can't even blame the English translation for that. That's literally what they're called.
You're choosing to do this. And it's high time we stop forgiving people for the choices that they make in the product that they put out. So I get irritated when it comes to stuff like this, because you know what the bar is. And this is fucking Japan, where excellence is supposed to be fucking dominant. I can't forgive that, especially when it's not like you're saying that, hey, this is another take on what it is, on what creation is, especially when it comes to Christianity or anything like that. What was the end game for that? Like, I hate when you're dealing with alien races, but their concepts that they're using seem so Earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Earth, they could have leaned more into the crazy about it.
Right.
And they didn't.
Right. So you get lost at the very end, you're like, hold up. Not only you guys just said, you know what, we're going to take the whole planet that we just terraformed, and 2 people decided to fucking just scorch it. You just shit on generations of work. It male patty is not worth it. male patty is not worth it. You're like,
Love
well, they want them. Let's give it to them. We're gonna go back to the lake. The lake was pretty cool. You know, I haven't had water. I had some really good dreams about that lake. Go back to that shit. We're just gonna blow it up, and then we're gonna send the most undeserving one of all. I would prefer if male patty had to mate with the android, which has no fucking purpose.
Yeah.
Except to sabotage the ship. That's literally the only thing she did was sabotage the ship. So I can't continue the mission. It's up to you. Okay, well, if you're not going to continue the mission, I don't want the mission to happen either. Fuck them all.
Yeah, fuck your mission. What was your mission again? Oh, you don't want to tell us. Okay, well.
Yeah, so everybody dies. We'll just do that.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's kind of I guess when later on in the story, when you follow this a little bit, you get it because they've tried this 1,000 times. So to the droid, it's just like, nah, this one's a bust. Fuck it. We're going to take this whole ship out. We'll start again on another ship kind of thing.
Is that the fucking answer, though?
Oh, no, I'm with you. And again, that's an inference, made based on later information.
So let's go ahead and state this. If we are ever on the ship, right, and Vic is the navigator, and he makes a left turn at Albuquerque, I don't want to die.
No, me either. I'm all about it. Let's not.
I have made a left turn in Albuquerque, and I've survived.
I think we can all give us a chance to recover from this. It doesn't have to be.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. I was simply making a correlation to the character's behavior based on later information, but it's not something they spent any time giving you. And it was a character that didn't matter. It's basically the best thing I can agree with you on. It's the character being a droid didn't fucking matter. It could have all been just OX-11's plan. That would have made more sense than having to have a female bishop on the ship to fuck shit up. They just wanted a female bishop.
And she didn't even fuck shit up. She just said, hey, I can't do it no more. And then still wound up trying to save him.
Right.
Hey, I'm just saying, it was all part of the Alien Act. So.
They just want exactly that, Vic. It's exactly that. They needed their bishop homage, so they had to have an android character do some heroics. So that's what they did. And Brian's not wrong. Like it's an unfortunate waste of a homage. A conceptual homage, I guess.
Bishop did it better.
Bishop earned it.
Bishop did it better.
So yeah, Brian. So your final thought being, don't bother. Is that the idea?
It's not worth the questions that you have to ask yourself.
Okay.
So, no, it's not worth it.
All right. Cool. Let's go over to Lynette. Lynette, now, as I always do this to you at this point, I always ask, had you ever seen this before? It's safe to say, I don't think any of us had ever seen this before. Is that accurate? Vic, had you ever seen Gall Force?
Nope, it's been on my to-do list, but no, I haven't.
Yeah, it's been on my to-do list for roughly 35 years. So to finally get to it. So Lynette, I assume as well, you had never seen it.
Oh, yeah, never saw it.
Yeah. So go ahead and talk me through your thoughts about it.
After hearing you guys talk about it, I can see what they were trying to do. But unfortunately, while I was watching it, I was too busy going, who are the, oh, that person died. Never mind. Who is, oh, they're dead too. What's going on with, what? No, oh, okay, they're dead too. That's fine. What's why is this robot criticizing someone eating too much? Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. It's fine. They're going to die. And then, oh, what? You don't know what happiness is? Nobody. Oh, she's dead too. Oh, okay. It's, so I spent most of the time just doing the huh, and like having nothing to help me see what all the pieces were doing. So it was like I felt like they had all the pieces of the puzzle and then gave up after they just did the edge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they were so they just did the frame and we're like, oh, that was exhausting.
And then they wrote on a Post-it note, this is a sailboat. And they stuck it in the middle.
They actually just cut the picture off of the cover and just set it in the middle. It's pretty much how I felt they did it. Is because the whole time you're trying to figure out what they're doing. You're trying to feel for the people, but they don't, like you said, you don't get enough time with them. I mean, I think you had more time with the dog robots than you really did with the actual people. And then you got this alien thing that's growing super fast, and I'm just like, y'all need to kill it with fire, because the last time you had an alien, it did bad stuff, so you just need to get rid of it. And then they don't really, I know since he's male, but they don't really make him appealing. He looks like somebody that you want to go, is he all there? Is it okay?
He didn't finish cooking.
Yeah, they pulled him out of the oven a little fast.
Because
when it actually happened.
And so the thing is like if they're supposed to populate Earth or Terra, you wouldn't want to. Like, genetically, I'd look at him and be like, no.
Don't forget, Seaco's the choice I have.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's too dumb to really know, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, unless they're trying to explain cavemen, so they have the Neanderthal.
But that's the thing, though. There are that. You have to put them that far back. That are you saying that they jumped us to the 90s when they landed, or how much shit did they actually do before we got to that montage?
So
exactly when in history did they land?
Yeah.
Well,
so to me, it's that's what I felt like. And then when you finally get to the ending, you get to like today Earth, or I should say today Earth, where they got like shopping centers, the crepe stores, and I'm just like, what? So by the end of it, I was just like, okay, I don't know what happened, but I guess it's okay. It's cool. There was a happy ending, but I don't know what happened. So
yeah.
My ending thought is, if you want to be lost, watch Cloud Atlas. It's a little better. If you
I will stand on business when I say Cloud Atlas is a brilliant fucking movie.
But I got lost in it. I enjoyed it, but I was still lost. So that's what I said. If you want to be lost when you watch that movie, if you want to watch a movie and be lost, but enjoy it, I'd say do Cloud Atlas instead of this one. But if you stumble upon this movie, I'm not going to say run away like you're on, but proceed with caution.
This narratively, the next movie takes place about 10 years after this one. Then there's a third one after that. And then
10 years after what point?
After the end of this one, not 10 years into modern life, but 10 years after Rumi and Boy land on Terra. 10 years later. And Then the one after that apparently takes place a little further, and then there's the Gall Force Ria, which takes place in 2084, so a significant jump forward in time. Then there's the Earth chapters, which take place the year after that, 2085, and then there's the New Era, which takes place 200 more years, so 2285. Is when the New Era episode goes into play. So they really do. When Brian said generational, he wasn't wrong. This is fucking thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of generational jumps in the narrative on this whole saga.
I don't know. I don't know if they've earned my. It took me fucking 7 days to watch this one.
You know what? Let's talk about that, Brian, because you and I did have this conversation. I was very uninterested in this when I started. I was excited at the idea of watching it because I'd seen how much content there was for Gall Force that I thought, oh, this could be cool. You could have a lot of fun with this. And then we started it, and it took me days to finish this anime. It was because of everything we've already touched on. Just getting to care about anything happening on screen was so difficult. And I was phone watching. You guys know phone watching, like where you think you're watching an anime, but you're really doom scrolling social media. And then you kind of look up with like, oh, somebody's getting raped by Jello. And then you kind of keep going. Like that's...
Sometimes I say rape by Jello, I want to say, duh.
That's why I keep teeing them up to you, buddy.
There you go. Say it one more time. Let me see. I got it.
Yeah. So everybody's just getting raped by Jello.
Duh.
There it is. And you look up from your phone and you go, well, that's interesting. And you keep going because you don't care about anybody.
Did you find yourself having to rewind it?
Did. I absolutely did, because I was more engrossed in what was happening on my fucking phone than what was happening in the anime. So when something happened in the anime, I wait a minute. What fucking happened? And then I had to back up and go, oh, nothing. Got it. Keep going.
Oh, nothing.
Anyway.
I think it's time that I make a declaration that I'm going to say. I think I'm going to switch to permanent dubbed from this moment from all.
Permanent subs?
No, permanent dubbed.
Oh, permanent dubs. Okay.
Because when you watch it sub, you have to pay attention. But
right.
If you're not, look, I'm just going to let whatever words that you're saying come into my ear. That way, if I do find myself just phone watching, it's not like, oh, shit. That bitch said, he said katana. I got to go back. What the fuck is he doing with the katana?
All right. It's fair. All right. Vic, buddy, you're rapping for us today. So tell me about your thoughts ultimately on Gall Force.
Hold on, Vic. I just want to make sure you understand. You're the condom. You're rapping this up for us. You're the condom. I don't think you understand exactly how much pressure this is. It's not like often that you wrap things up for us, but I want you to know that we are so proud that we are protecting your member. Wrap it up.
I don't know what pressure.
Come on, dude.
Gall Force.
Gall
Force, Vic.
So first, I'm going to jump back and answer Brian's question. Did you have to jump back at any time? I had to do it one time because I thought maybe I dozed off right before the LSD sequence. Right when they hit the acid trip, it's like, did I fall asleep? I had to jump back to make sure I didn't fall asleep or something because it made no sense in where it fell.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's like I classified the movie like multiple arcs, and it's like I was able to do it as it was going. The opening was a space battle, right? Then it was followed by the alien, not aliens, but alien.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Then Brian was able to sort it out for me, the Star Trek 3 Search for Spock arc. And then after the credits, it was the recent Battlestar Galactica remake. It's like that's exactly how that ended as well.
Nice.
Now
you're gonna get your mindless call. I'm just saying.
Yo, mother, God, stop it!
So, and it's like it's
no, God, Stop right there.
Brian needs to digest what you just
KO.
did.
Fatality.
Look, I'm going to give you your flowers right now, Vic. I am so happy that you are the rapper. You can be the condom any day of my life. But I legit had a comment that I was going to make during mine. And it was like, at the very end is very a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away. It's very Battlestar Galactica searching for the new colony. It's all those things that we're going to do. I 100%. No, I'm going to go so far to piss my wife off. She does not believe you can do anything over 100%. I 1,000% agree with you, sir. Goddamn, you're going to get called. You just got. That's how you do that shit, sir.
If we see the black eye, we know why.
That's how you do that shit. 1,000%. I agree with you. Hell yeah.
I so wanted to like it. It's like I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the show at all. But it's like so much wasted potential. But yeah, the show was just so much. It had everything it needed. It just dropped the ball at every stage, and it's like it could have been phenomenal. It was there. It's like it had the background story. It's just it didn't flush it out properly.
Yeah,
and it's so frustrating because overall it wasn't bad, but it could have been so much more, and that's what hurts about it.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's like, and I saw, all the homages to everything. It's like, oh, that's neat. Oh, that's cool. And it's like, it was, I didn't hate it. I was disappointed.
Sure.
Vic, thank you so much, because I would have gotten off. We would have ended this call or this recording, and I would have been going with Netflix or something and saw Battlestar Galactica, and I would have been immediately pissed off that we didn't have a chance to bring that into this. But you don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to tell my therapist that you saved me some self-anger, and I will let you know how much I appreciate you. I don't say it. Yeah. That right there, that's why we do this. You helped me on this one. I need you to know how much you helped me. Fuck Battlestar Galactica. I would have been pissed.
Awesome. All right. So,
yeah, just so much wasted potential, and it was disappointing because of it.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
It's like disappointed.
Watch? Sure. Do you need to go out of your way to watch it? Absolutely not.
Yeah. Seems like that's the consensus, except for Brian, who was just like, just don't.
It's not. I stand by. It's not worth any. Like, I understand that they're taking their stab at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is our stab at it, but it's not worth. Like, the atheists be damned. Atheists is like, come on, bro. If you're gonna do it, make something that an atheist will be like, I can get behind this.
I think, Brian, if I may, your take on this is more, there's so much better sci-fi that you can watch that this isn't worth it for you. Is that?
No. They have a theory, and they're trying to prove it, but you're trying to prove it with substandard materials.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to build a house, but the bitch is made out of styrofoam. But they have a house down the street made out of concrete.
Yeah.
You're trying to drive through a car, but I saw these guys that did this shit on the Flintstones where they put their feet down and they were just kicking it. But have you heard of Fast and Furious? These motherfuckers are doing it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you look at the things, the final product of what you're trying to do, there are so many things. I bet. Hell, just say Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
It literally is this show.
Yeah.
This is their version of Battlestar Galactica, how we make it to the lost colony of Earth. This is the show. This is not Gall Force. It's the gall of them to make Battlestar Galactica.
Fair. All right. I dig it.
Motherfucking Fig, you knocked that out the park.
Awesome.
Holy shit.
All right. Well, cool. I guess in that case, we'll go ahead and wrap, guys. That is going to be our show for today. So until next time, keep calm and make sure to get consent before impregnating someone with a genetically modified Jell-O.
Aww.
You've just been privy to the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd, presented by Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections, or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.